समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. Hari Om. So today we start verse 48. I will read first. Sahajam karma kaunteya sadosamapi na tyajet sarvarambha hi doshena dhumena One should not abandon, O Kaunteya, the duty to which one is born, though faulty. For all undertakings are enveloped by evil, as fire by smoke. See, look at the example given over here. That action cannot be without flaws. Action cannot be without evil. All undertakings have a little portion of evil in them. Now what does that mean? That means we should do nothing? Is that what it means? No, because the Lord himself is telling Arjun to get up and fight, right? When he is telling Arjun to get up and fight, how can it be that he eggs him on to do something that is evil? It means, see, the mind is smoky because of very few thoughts of the Lord and of the pure consciousness. The more the mind is pure, the more the mind is open to receive the thoughts of the Lord, the grace of the Lord, and that makes it much less. So when the smoke is less, the intelligence is sharper. The intelligence is much sharper at that time, and then it can contemplate more, and it has clarity of expression. Okay, so he says sahajam karma kaunteya sadosamapi na tyajet. He says don't give up doing what you are born to do. See, this kind of thing, all the gurus say the same thing, that don't give up that which you are born to do. The place where the Lord has placed you is the best place for you, and don't also think of running away, like Arjun was thinking of running away. So he says don't think of running away. This is the best place for you, and this is exactly what you are made to do. Like Arjun was a Kshatriya, he was a prince, he was a commander-in-chief. So what is he made to do? His duty is to fight. And if at that time he says, no, I want to run away, main to sanyas le loon, I'll go into the forest, I don't mind begging my food and eating, that is not on. So the Lord strictly warns us that you are born ordered by your vasanas. The Lord gives you a field to exhaust those vasanas, to live through those vasanas, and he gives you a body, mind and intellect suited to live out those vasanas. Okay, so then that is very, very important. But he says, so live that sahaj karma, that is called the sahaj karma, sahajam karma. Sahajam karma means by nature what you are supposed to do. Everybody has a typical thing. When you are born, somebody has a tendency towards music, somebody to dance, somebody to art, literature, somebody to business, somebody to, Somebody wants to be a sports person, somebody wants to join the army. So what are these? These are natural tendencies. Everybody doesn't want to do the same thing. They will fail if they take on something else. So he says, Sahajam karma kaunteya, but that you have to do according to the nature that you are born with. The only thing that you have to do is that doership you have to renounce. If you want the karma to be without evil, without a trace of anything, there will still be a little bit of trace. You are doing action, right? So that action is going to have results, yeah. But doership, to what extent you can minus the doership, to that extent will be the result of the karma, and that will be the quality of the karma. Though little bit of it, you cannot absolutely bypass, Don't be ashamed to do it. Now look at Valmiki. Valmiki ji was killing people, right? He was killing people. But he said that he was doing it for his family. तो क्या था? Family की वजह से कर रहे थे. So that why every activity in the world, if you surrender to the Lord, even if you are doing it for the family, even if you are doing it for the community, you surrender it to the feet of the Lord and say, help me to do that which is beneficial for everybody, which will be beneficial for me, beneficial for the people I'm working for, beneficial for everything, and then that will take away the evil part of it, and your vasanas will be exhausted and your mind will be purified. So that is the advice. Now see, the advice is not just only for Arjun, it is for the general lot of people. That is what Gurudev has also written, that all of us, taking the example of Arjun, all of us are being advised this particular thing, that it is, ego you have to try and minus, purified. Now see, even Naradji got a blow. You know that, everybody knows that story of Naradji. It is at that time that his ego had surfaced, right? So that ego has to be given a blow, which the Lord does for his devotees. He sees to it that his devotees, the action purifies the devotee. So whatever method he chooses, that is there. In a natural way, he should be able to exhaust his vasanas, and he is born into a family and surroundings which will take him there. Okay, now if we do not minus the ego, if we do not minus the doership, then what happens? Then more vasanas accrue to us through that very action. That very actions, new temptations will arise in your bosom and you will go towards those. And that is the evil part of the action. You have to guard against that absolutely. Now, when you act without ego and desire, then the vasana creating atmosphere into which you are born will get exhausted. And that will get exhausted, and without desire if you work, that gets exhausted and you get purified. I am saying it again and again. So the shackling effects of the family, the environments, the relationships, and your temptations for the world, they shackle you. All these things shackle you. So those effects will weaken. Because your grasp on the world weakens. When your grasp on the world weakens, the world also leaves you. The grasp of the world to grasp you weakens. So let go, let go. Let go of the sense of doership. That is very, very important. And every karma, karma mein dosh nihit hai. Okay? The only way to take that dosh out or to lessen that dosh is renouncing doership. And of course, the defect is unavoidable. The example he is given is the smoke in the fire. There can be no fire without smoke. Smoke will rise when you light a fire. You light any flame, you see the smoke going up slowly. Yeah. So similarly in action. So then the more our inner bosom is ventilated with consciousness divine, the less the smoke, the less the ego. And if you have dominating vasanas that you generate through your action, then you go more and more deeper and deeper into the vasana well, and that you will have to exhaust. Okay, come to the next one. Now the question that arises over here is, what is the benefit of thus acting according to the temperaments with which one is born? They say that act according to your sahaja swabhava. Don't try to take on somebody else's, what someone else is doing. हम लोग क्या करते हैं? We try to imitate. If this one can do it, why can't I do it? And that is not a right thing to do. As Gurudev used to always give an example, that if Lata Mangeshkar was told that you bowl in cricket like Sachin Tendulkar or like somebody else, or maybe the fast bowlers today like Bumrah and whatever you, Hardik, but and all that, she can't. She'll be an absolute failure. And supposing that a fast bowler or a cricketer like Sachin or like Virat is asked to sing like Lata Mangeshkar, you think he'll be a success? He'll be a total failure. Inborn nahi hai na. There is no inborn tendency to do that. So that one should not do. So Karma Yoga can take you only up to this first line, that is of the next verse. I'll read it. Asakta buddhi sarvatra jitatma vigata spraha neshkarmya siddhim paramam sanyasenadhigacchati. It says, he whose intellect is unattached everywhere, who has subdued his self, from whom desire has fled, he through renunciation attains the supreme state of freedom from action. Now, Vigata over here means gone by, past. जैसे आप ये word use करते हैं, विगत use करते हैं for something that has gone, left you. It has become a past history. तो वो ये यहाँ पर कहते हैं विगत स्पृह. Spruha, the word comes from the word spruha. Gurudev used to say chiknai. You know, something that sticks. Something that sticks to you is called spruha. And here it is used for attachment. देखिए, attachment is very difficult to give up, extremely difficult to give up attachment, and that attachment is called spruha or spruha. But यहाँ पे that person, there are two conditions given over here, three conditions. Asakta buddhi. Asakta buddhi means with an intellect that is not attached to anything, not even attached to the result of the action. Not even attached to the result of the action, when with a pure mind, clean slate, you do your action knowing that my responsibility is only to act rightly, to act to the best of my ability, and that much only I will do. What the result will be, whether the purpose for which I am acting will be fulfilled or not fulfilled, I have to drop it. I have to totally drop it from my mind. That is called asakta buddhi. Now, ये देखिए, asakta buddhi sarvatra. Sarvatra means not only for the action that you are doing, for everything around you. You have to, when you say sarvatra, then sarvatra means Sarvatra means thoughtless, desireless, and therefore actionless. Action can only arise through thought. Thought is the one that plays out through your body as action. If there is no thought, there is no action. Those who, while acting, discard thought, because thought is the one that generates desire. If there is no thought, there is no desire. So, leaving the thought alone, leaving the desire alone, act on. Problem arises when the thinker becomes the thought. Carefully. Even in your life, all the problems arise when the thinker becomes the thought. Don't become the thought. Thought is separate, you are separate. Watch the thought, even if a thought arises. Watch the thought from the balcony of your intellect. It is different. Thought is something else, you are something else. Okay? So, withdraw your mind from anything that is transient, anything that is terrestrial. Withdraw your mind from the entire environment, from relationships, from objects, situations. Just pull your mind when you act. So that is the meaning of sarvatra. Asakta buddhi sarvatra. Jitatma vigata spraha. Now these are again another two conditions. Jitatma. Jitatma is translated over here, who has subdued his self. Self over here means the individuality, the ego. You have to subdue your ego. I am not acting. I am not acting. Who's acting in my place? The Lord is playing through me. When you have this, you will surrender the action to the Lord. आप करने वाले हो ही नहीं. See, if you see the action very clearly, the thought arises in you. Let us see the biography of the action. Thought arises within you, whether you want it or not, you like it or not. So from where has the thought arisen? From your past actions that have created past vasanas. Thought arises. You are not doing anything. It comes automatically in your mind. Okay? And because the thought comes into your mind, the thought propels the body. The thought whips the body into action, gives the action direction. Thought is the one that gives the action direction. Now when that happens, mostly we are governed by our individuality. We are governed by our individuality all the time. The ego, the ego, the ego. I am doing, I am doing. ठीक है ना? Now, देखिए कई लोग कहते हैं कि if you minus that, अगर आप असंग हो जाते हैं, किसी से अटैचमेंट नहीं आपका होता, तो असंगता का मतलब है रूखापन. That means indifference to everybody. Does non-attachment mean that you are indifferent to everybody? You can't love anybody. You can't show affection to anybody. Is that what it means? He says no. Balki, as Subodhanand used to say, असंगता का दूसरा नाम रसात्मिका है. रसात्मिका. And रसात्मिका उसका असंगता का दूसरा नाम है. That means it is not that when you are unattached to anybody, you become loveless with everybody. It is the opposite of that. That means when you are not attached to any one person or situation, then you love everybody. It is an all-embracing thing. Because you are not attached. Attachment can only be with one thing, not with another. if I am attached to one person, I am detached from another person. You don't love the world, you love this one. You love this situation. Okay? You love this particular relationship, isn't it? But when you are detached, asang jab aap ho jate hain, then it is a condition of jitatma. You have won over the self. That means you have won over that individuality which was in love with this one person, this one situation, this one object. You are in love with the whole. You are in love with everybody and everything. तो वो असंगता का दूसरा नाम रसात्मिका है. Everybody used to say, sorry, I am giving you an example. Everyone used to think that Swami Chinmayananda has special love for me. I have a very special relationship with him. Talk to anybody who used to be there with him. They'll all tell you the same thing. Swamiji loved me very specially. He used to ask about me, my husband, my family, my situation in life, my problems, and he was so concerned. Yeah, but he was. But that was with everybody. Even a newcomer. In fact, he used to favor newcomers more than older devotees. And older devotees used to sometimes feel left out. That see, Swamiji has latched on to this one now. It's not that. He used to show love to just anybody. Totally inconsequential. But he used to show love to him. Even if he was a villager, come to meet Swamiji. Nothing to offer even at Swamiji's feet, not even a banana to offer at Swamiji's feet. Swamiji used to give him as much attention and love as he used to give to anybody. I've seen him listening very patiently to the questions of the kitchen staff, to villagers, to workers in the ashram. And he used to sit with each one, listen to their problems and give them advice according to their station in life and their capabilities and what they can do. So, ye kya hai? He is not attached to this one, that one, that one, that one. He is attached to everybody. And देखिए वो ये कहते थे, स्वामी सुबोधानंद का मैं बता रही हूँ आपको, I had written it, so I am telling you. वसंत किसी एक वाटिका की संपत्ति नहीं है. See, the season of spring does not belong to one garden, right? It is not the treasure house of one garden alone, but every garden delights in spring. Every garden feels that the spring has come in now and I will sprout into flowers, right? But every garden, believe me. So, saints are equal to all. People who are unattached, जिनका ये है जितात्मा and vigataspраha, they are attached to all. They withdraw their mind from everything, and that means that they have fully renounced the ego. And an egoless person, his ego merges with the entire consciousness. The consciousness is in you, in animals, in birds, in insects, in every human being. And this realized master merges into all. Acha, from whom desire has fled. Acha, neshkarmya siddhi. Neshkarmya siddhim paramam sanyasenadi gacchate. It says, from whom desire has fled through renunciation. Ye neshkarmya siddhi. That means while doing action, he is actionless. He is totally actionless. The perfection consisting in freedom from action. Yeah. He is acting. He is not sitting idle. But there is total freedom from action, freedom from the results of action. That is Neshkarmya Siddhi. So, through renunciation attains the supreme state of freedom from action, vigata spraha. That is, he said that it goes from me, it goes away from me. What goes away from me? Any sense of doership goes away, any sense of attachment goes away, any sense of doership or result of action, attachment to person, attachment to people, thing, situation, object, nothing remains. So he is free. That person is totally free. And that kind of freedom everybody is not able to taste. So देखिए, कहना आसान है, the most difficult thing is to govern yourself. People are very fond of gaining power over others. People are fond of gaining power over situations, over people, over circumstances, over this, that and the other, acquiring things and possessing them, isn't it? I have power over this. This belongs to me. Okay? So when that, but as sadhana progresses, you feel that you become jitatma. And jitatma is vigata spraha. He becomes jitatma and vigata spraha. He wins over his individuality. The ego can no more sting him like a serpent. Shivji ka serpent is an ornament. It faces outside. देखा है ना, उनके गले में जो सांप पड़ा होता है, बाहर की तरफ उसका मुख होता है. That means it cannot sting the wearer. It becomes an embellishment. It becomes a piece of jewelry, a necklace around the wearer's neck. Ego is that. That is what becomes of this Mahatma. He told, Vigata Spraha means he all cravings have left him. He left him means not that कि वो जानबूझ के बिल्कुल पूरा दम लगा के craving को छोड़ता है. नहीं 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 नहीं. It leaves him. Vigata Spraha means that the craving leaves him. How can that be? Now you will say, how can that? That is not possible. हमारी तो सारी cravings हमको पकड़ के रखती हैं. How can you say that cravings have left him? Tell me. आप जब छोटे थे, तो how much love you had for the doll? How much love you had for that aeroplane toy that you had? Where is that love now? Have you made an effort to leave that toy? Or has that attachment to the toy left you? That's why. All attachment, all desires leave you on their own. As you grow in spirituality, all those of you who are even listening to this, I'm sure are spiritual people who have tasted the benefits of spirituality. That is why you are doing it, right? That is why you are into it. Or you try to practice it. You have seen the benefits. The benefits are that you are no more under the suzerainty of attachments and desires on you. They are the ones that shackle you. And by the grace of the Lord, those who evolve spiritually, they grow out of it. That is the word. They grow out of it. Just like you have grown out of playing with marbles, you have grown out of playing with dolls, you have grown out of playing with tin soldiers or aeroplanes or whatever you used to play with, whatever was your attachment as a child. It drops off. So what happens? The boy who prized his marbles, kept them close to his heart. Even if he gave them to his father to keep, he used to say, don't give them to anybody. And don't take them away also. These are mine. I'll come back and take them. Right? What does he do once he grows out of the attachment of marbles? He donates all of them to his younger brother and says, you can have them all. The younger brother is shocked. He says, all? Yes. Forever? Yes. Just think of it. So what has happened? The elder child has grown out of playing with marbles. Why? Because he has found a bigger joy. He has found a greater joy. Maybe he has got a cycle now. His father has given him a cycle. Marble se kaun khele? He's got a cycle, he is mobile. He can go all over the place, right? Then slowly he grows out of the cycle because he has been gifted by his generous father a motorbike. तो भी cycle पे कौन जाए? Isn't it? Will he, having a motorbike, will he still go for the cycle? No, not at all. Then he gets a car. He grows out of the motorbike. Similarly, a person who is growing in spirituality grows to greater, finer and subtler joys in his temperament. And when those subtler joys give him so much more pleasure than the previous toys, he slowly gives them up. He doesn't have to force himself. देखिए, over here I would like to say that Gurudev used to always say this. Gurudev used to always say this, that you don't have to make an effort. They will drop off on their own. So long as you are fond of drinking, please drink. If it gives you joy, carry on doing whatever gives you joy. When it stops giving you joy, then don't do it. Drop it. Why are you forcing yourself to eke out joy from that thing which no more holds any joy for you? It is a misconception that these things can give us joy. The joy is in your mind. That is why each of us falls in love with a different boy. All the girls don't fall in love with the same man. Yeah. Because they have an idea of joy which they project onto a person. If the joy came through an object, everybody would desire that same object. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. Everybody wants different toys to play with. Isn't it? So that is how it is. So you grow out of your cravings. And, okay. Now, देखिए, one of these things, ये 3 चीज़ें इन्होंने बताई हैं ना, 3 things they've said. Actionlessness, thoughtlessness and desirelessness. All these 3 are connected. You have a thought, you will have the desire. When you have a desire, there will be action. All 3 are connected. Now one of them goes, all 3 go together. All 3 will go together when one of them leaves you. So देखिए, जब तक कि आपके मन में desire है, you constantly feel incomplete. Any one desire can do that for you. Carefully. Any one desire can do that for you, that you constantly feel incomplete. ठीक है ना? और फिर होता क्या है कि you go on running after desires and you go on, I have fulfilled this. Within that is the seed of another desire, another ichcha, and then you go running after that. Then again you feel incomplete, then you go running after another one and another one. So here Arjun को advise कर रहे हैं ना कि your desire is to fight. You have been born to take on fighting. So exhaust that vasana. You have no business to run away, because even if you run away to the forest, you will come back to fight, or you will fight over there. Because that is your inherent desire. And that you must do. Okay. Then until you exhaust those desires, another thing that he says is that till you exhaust those desires, you will keep on feeling agitated. You will keep feeling incomplete. You will keep feeling, I want this, I want this, I want that, I want that. तो जब तक उसको करोगे नहीं, तब तक नहीं होगा. Till such time that there is no juice left in there. उसमें रस खत्म हो जाएगा अपने आप. It will be exhausted. Yeah. When the beautiful taste that you were getting from fulfilling a desire, when that has left the desire, then the thought doesn't arise to again do that same thing. ध्यान से इस चीज़ को सोचना. Please listen very, very carefully to this thing, that till such time that there is a rasa in that action you are doing, you will continue to do it no matter which guru tells you that this is bad, don't do it. You will keep doing it, even secretly, but you will do it. When the rasa has gone from it, when it becomes bland, when not even a trace of joy you get from that, you will automatically leave it. You will totally leave it automatically. Even, I mean, it is very difficult to leave it. Even if there is a trace of even little bit of joy coming from it, you will want to have it. देखिए वेदांत में उपमा देते हैं गन्ने की. You know वो जो गंडेरी होती है ना, that little, when you cut the sugar cane into cubes, that one cube is called a ganderi. उसको आप मुंह में डालते हैं. When you have chewed it all and all the juice has gone inside you, only that portion is left which has got not a trace of juice. Do you still keep it in your mouth? Or do you take it out and put it in your pocket? No. What do? You spit it out. When you have thrown it out, ठीक है ना, जब आपने उसको फेंक दिया, who is there who will pick it up again and put it back in his mouth? Tell me. This is the example given in Vedantic texts. Once you have spat out something from which you have taken the juice, nobody will pick it up again from the ground and put it back into his mouth. Desires leave you like that. They totally have left you. So now that is called Vigata Spraha. Now here, that is, now then comes the freedom from action, is a condition in which alone can he experience the Supreme Being. How? Learn from me in brief. हाँ, अब यहाँ पे वो ये कहते हैं, ये जो वर्ष है, आई एम रीडिंग दिस. सिद्धिम प्राप्तो यथा ब्रह्म तथाप्नोति निबोध मे समासेनैव कौन्तेय निष्ठा ज्ञानस्य या परा. Okay, now this verse says how he who has attained perfection reaches Brahma, the eternal, that in brief do you learn from me, O Kaunteya, that supreme state of knowledge. Kaunteya means Kunti ka putra. Krishna uses this address for Arjun when he wants to show him love, because he used to love Kunti. And he used to love Kunti, so when he says Kaunteya, he means you are the son of Kunti, whom I love very dearly. So I am not going to give you wrong advice. I am not going to give you any kind of wrong thing to do. And that is why, listen to me. He says, I will tell you in brief. Brief, he says, because there is no time. The bugles have been sounded and the war is going to begin. So don't forget that they are standing on the battlefield. और यहाँ पे लंबे लंबे discourse नहीं हो सकते. So he says, I will tell you that in brief you learned from me that how he who has attained perfection reaches Brahman. And the supreme state of knowledge. तो ये तीन चीज़ें हैं मिलती हैं. Perfection first, then he reaches Brahman, and that is the supreme state of knowledge. So when the mind's dissipation in the world is minimal or totally gone, then alertly and steadily he can be contemplative. And with that contemplative intellect, he brings the mind under his total control. With that integrated mind, intellect and body, when they all function together, then it is that this song takes place. What is the song? Perfection, Brahma, and the state of knowledge. And see, he says that when you live life with total alertness, Gurudev used to say, not like cattle. Not like cattle who is a slave to instincts. He says, you will, Gurudev ke words, not mine. He says that person, that dog who does on a pole whatever he does because he feels like doing it, is not a human being, isn't it? He is cattle. So when you grow out of those instinctual behaviors, it is then that you reach this particular side. When you are free from this thing, I want to do it, so I'll do it. Without thinking at all. So, from Gurudev used to say, with dishonest money making, you progress to an honorable man with values, and from there you progress higher to live those values entirely, and from that again a little more higher to totally practice 24/7, not falling from practicing nobility. And that contemplative intellect you are always part of. Okay? And he says you reduce your attachment to a minimum, then your mind is very, very pure. And then after that, a very thin film, a very, 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 very mild film of impurities remains in your mind, which goes with meditation. So the next verses will tell you how a meditative mind can totally lift you into higher realms, subtler realms of pure joy, which is the consciousness, the Ananda state as they call it. The next time we will do that. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.